हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय चैनल कार क्लॉ। और आज हम नया गेम खेलने जा रहे हैं, बायोब्यूटेंट। सही है, सही है।
How can something as beautiful as this be dying? A plague is ruining the land, but the tree of life still stands.
मेरा नेट थोड़ा स्लो चल रहा है, बीच बीच में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम दे सकता है नेट का। तो डमडन ट्रैक पहला टिप मुगल। चल यही सेलेक्ट करता हूँ। Attributes, define your character starting attributes. See more detailed explanation of it helps us. I.
Define your genetic structure.
Okay. हो क्यों नहीं रहा है? अरे कर नहीं सकते इसको।
Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure. Encode your DNA. Define your genetic structure.
मॉडिफाई क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? ठीक है ना? हाँ, इस गेम का ना कुछ बिगड़ा हुआ है आई थिंक। ओके, तो ये सही है, बढ़ेगा ना? nail damage from माइनस तो बहुत जा रहा है। तो यही कर लेता हूँ।
Encode your DNA.
अरे
Define your genetic structure.
हाँ कहाँ बोलता पॉल्टू ना
Choose a genetic resilience.
नीचे हो रहा है सेंटर में बराबर था ना इसका नहीं है क्या ठीक है चलेगा ये वाला
Choose your first style.
कलर इसका एंगल ऐसे क्यों वहां से सेलेक्ट करना पड़ रहा मुझे ये मस्त है ओके
Pick your main color.
ब्लू ओके मेरा कैरेक्टर थोड़ा है ना थोड़ा नहीं बहुत यूज लग रहा है लेकिन ठीक है फिर भी
Choose your detail color.
ओके ओके ये अच्छा दिख रहा है
Pick a class. Mercenary.
और
Sentinel.
अबे रुक
Sentinel. Mercenary.
Mercenary is a trained swordman who has mastered the art of blade.
Deadeye. Mercenary. Deadeye. Mercenary.
Okay.
Deadeye.
Dead eye. Dead eye is a tricky, fulfill role whose children live outside law and society values. Your ranged weapons are reloaded instantly and your next magazine is grant 20% damage.
Commando.
Okay. Ranged weapon, attack weapon, mode. Right guys. अब क्या करना है
Psyfreak.
ओहो Psyfreaks are experimenting with the sonic power and mutation. They are usually outcast on things of society. Use a spark ball.
Saboteur.
Saboteur. Tend to open cover both and by
Sentinel.
Dedication to the house care, dedication to organization as a whole, including supreme and the dogma.
Sabot Freak.
और बन जाऊंगा इसे लेके.
Commando. Deadeye. Mercenary.
Mercenary. दो sword है.
Deadeye.
ये लूंगा.
Deadeye chosen.
Confirm.
That'll work.
To move forward, use W.
Here's somebody with a troubled past, drawn into the spotlight of a story that's already begun. We're already at a crossroads. Choosing a path in life is that fork in the road where you make a choice or simply stop living. But for you, it's not only a crossroad, but a choice. A reflection of your key, the primal energy that flows through everything.
I'm a dark red. I stand with power. The color me light blue for freedom and clarity.
Let me introduce myself. I'm the light and bright side of you, or your inner voice to be precise. An echo of balance and consequence of your actions as you move forward.
Okay. You get it. I'm bright. I'm not sure light is for me.
That's right. Light is only for those having difficulty seeing what's in front of them. Sticking to the me first path is the only way we'll be going places.
I'm surprised at the change of heart. I believe in putting yourself aside to help others, but helping the dark side is not that, you know.
You can't fight who you really are. The blood is obviously running red in our veins.
You're trying to keep us in the dark here, but you know it's blue blood in our veins and what it means. We have responsibilities. You can't fight the truth.
बात तो सही था, हैं? हैं? हथौड़ा मार के खुद गायब हो गया अभी. समझना. ओके, कहाँ पर जाऊँ?
Right is always right.
Right is always right.
Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family? Or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger.
और तेरी फुटरोल अच्छा ऑल से ना ओके ओ भाई मैं अच्छा राइट से कैसे कैसे इस्तेमाल करना है क्या मूव नहीं कर रहा फटाफट ये आर से रिलोड अरे मरा 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 लगता है मरना लो अरे shit energy अच्छा ऐसा है जब वो अटैक करेगा तो वो दबाना ब्लॉक ओ भाई अच्छा ऐसा तोड़ते
You better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story.
ओके वही वीडियो में था वैसे ही दिखाया बायोम्यूटेंट गेम अच्छा है इसका ग्राफिक्स देखते थोड़ा और बढ़ा सकते क्या
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes.
ये एक मिनट अरे बॉम्ब भागना सेव द एक्सप्लोजन डबल जंप भी कर सकता हूँ
The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die.
Move forward and enemy target with nail attack. Enemy target with a range attack. To reload your range weapon, press R8 होता है. You can perform quick reload, a successful quick reload. The enemy is used for dodging, using mutation and performing a special attack. When you are out of key energy, you will be unable to perform the action. Your key energy regenerates both in and out of combat. ये थोड़ा इसके तरह है अपना क्या बोलते डेविल में क्राई व्हाट ओहो अरे मारते समय लोग मारते ओ भाई यार क्यू दबाने को ना टाइम नहीं मिल रहा है पता है क्यू के वजह से भरता दबा रहा हूँ ये क्या है यहाँ पे कुछ मिलेगा मिलता है ऐसा कुछ ओपन द डोर हाँ मिला electric model. You found a weapon specific and range weapon to give extra damage type for as long as the ammo lasts. Some enemies have resistance or weakness to different weapons. This is also use them wisely. Okay. एक और इक्विप करेंगे to open the menu hold 1 गेम से बड़ा वन था या आई था इन्वेंटरी में कुछ नहीं है एंड वेपन अच्छा represent a part of a body that can be great instrument for representing vendor. Vendor, your favorite can be saved in the output menu. Manu. Face, yeah. You can have it according to a different. No item has to be. Okay, अब क्या करना है? Explore bunker. स्टार्टिंग का तो पढ़ा नहीं कॉमन हाइड्रोजन ओके इट्स ऑल ओके अभी हो रहा है मेनू खुल गया मन्नू ये क्या है सैंडविच चेन ये क्या है यार कहाँ से कोमोड से मुझे हेल्थ पैक निकाल के दिया है थैंक यू बट वाई टॉयलेट में कौन छुपाता है
The oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways.
Remember to attacks when the enemy attacks you, lightning bolt flashing above their head. Rescue. Okay. खत्म हो गया मेरा वो शिट कॉम्बैट बहुत खराब है ये मर गया इसका टेंशन नहीं आएगा अभी अरे मारते मारते डॉज क्यों नहीं पड़ता slow motion full. For enemy can often be looted. Healing items. Find the fallen enemy. Remember to use healing items in your bullet to open items that hold. Okay. यहाँ पर health regeneration. Okay. अब तो है यहाँ पर कुछ मिलेगा ओए दलदल के इससे भी कुछ मिला
Might not need that now, but you will later.
Oh, तेरी restart last point कहाँ से फिर मारना पड़ेगा इन लोगों को पहले ही मर गया। ऐसे नहीं मारा लेकिन दलदल में फंस के मारा। अच्छा वो कलेक्ट हो गया ना। नाइस। तो इधर नहीं जा सकता, डायरेक्ट इधर ही जाना पड़ेगा। ओ ओए चुप। अरे पकड़ लिया मोटे ने। अरे तेरी माँ, क्या है इसका नाम? रॉका बूम। Shit.
Half-life.
Oh, one. Shit. अरे रुक जा मेरे भाई। इसको धक्का भी कर सकता हूँ। इसको पहले मारूं मैं। अरे यार इसे पकड़ लिया। ऑल्ट दबाया था मैंने। ओ बच गया। नाइस। क्या स्लो मोशन है वे? मर गया। इंटरैक्ट रिकॉर्ड और कोई है क्या? नहीं। दलदल है। काबूम। कुछ ऑप्शन आया था ना? ये क्या है? मेरे साथ ही घूम रहा है क्या ये? हो। गाड़ी का ये लेके आया। Some enemy carrier last reuniting चल पता। ओए इसको गोली लगने था। अरे नहीं। ओ भाई ओ टूट गया। ऐसे चुंगूर लोग आए। अरे यार आर में टाइम पे दबा नहीं पा रहा हूँ। ओहो भैया अरे क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं? क्या क्यों? Oh, it's nice. अबे मार दिया उसको। लेवल अप। Defending enemy and completing quest will give you skill leveling up blah blah blah. That's होता है। Level 2 Correct. ये क्या दिया? Tablet Energy pack small और कुछ नहीं। कैरेक्टर लेवल अप क्या करना चाहिए? इन्वेंटरी this outfit can create a great surprise. Okay. अभी हुआ है ना, ये सब बढ़ेगा पावर। ओके मेल डैमेज का है मेरा, मेन तो मैं इसको बढ़ाता हूँ।
Feeling stronger every day.
Upgrade points. There are two wrong food, core martial art. Grade points gain from leveling up. Okay, close combat, range combat. Close combat का क्या है? Unarmed, two hand slash. Right, F. क्या कुछ है? Hitting an enemy with a full. Okay, बैग 1 मिनट, इसमें क्या है? अच्छा कॉम्बैट फास्ट से फाइट करेगा ना ये तो। हाँ क्या बात है, क्या बात है। और रेंज का क्या है? गन ऑल्ट राइट लेफ्ट। यार ये कॉम्बिनेशन याद रहेंगे भी क्या? इसको रखता हूँ। अगर ओके देखेंगे। इन्वेंटरी इसमें क्या है? ऑफ एंड interact करेंगे भी।
Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight.
ये भी मिल गया। ये कहाँ पर मिलेगा? 2 में ये अलग है। ना इसमें काय के लिए फिर ये माउस का सेटिंग, कैमरा कंट्रोल, ऑडियो वीडियो, थोड़ा सा बढ़ाएंगे। नहीं अबे बैक हो तेरी तो कितना था। अरे बहुत छोटा हो गया रे। कहाँ गया कहाँ गया। यस अप्लाई और 1 मिनट है। उससे पहले मैं ये चेक कर लूँ तो बराबर है ना। इसमें बहुत ब्राइटनेस ठीक है। सब मैच सब मैच है। ओके कंट्रोल हाँ कुछ याद आया मुझे। म्यूजिक अब बैक करते हैं और गेम को कंटिन्यू करते हैं। थोड़ा क्या था वो ऑल पे ऑल ऐसे आगे कोई आएगा सामने तभी देखेंगे।
That pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy.
अच्छा
Whoa!
चला गया नीचे।
It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it.
तो आया कि नीचे क्यों आया फिर। डबल जंप
The morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed
क्या कीड़े
under
हैं?
distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you.
ओह अरे 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 पकड़ ले उसने। नहीं छोड़ रहा नहीं छोड़ रहा नहीं छोड़ रहा। अरे 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 रिलोड रिलोड कितना रिलोड। अरे मर
You're
गया।
half dead.
अरे क्यों ही दबता टाइम पे पता नहीं। रुक रुक। अरे 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 अरे
Those are the kind of things you
कोई खेल what are the points used to unlock mutation collect by okay mutation power of man करते हैं। पहले एक दबा के फिल कर लो। फुल हिल और कुछ है इधर। ये क्या कुछ होता है इसको। ना चेन चलो 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 क्लाइम करेंगे अब कहाँ जाएंगे। इंटरैक्ट बंकर से निकलना फटाफट। स्पीड तो अच्छा है इसका। मैं ऐसा भाग रहा हूँ कुछ पीछे मिस ना कर दूं मैं। मैं चलता हूँ अभी।
Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind.
ठीक है। You found the puzzle. These are around the world. Some open new path, while others feature different pod. The switch which node is selected, use WS. To rotate the node, press QE. Okay. This is the number of rotation you have left. The higher you intellect, the more moves you have. Each one has certain position. It must be rotated in a complete puzzle. Consequences. Yeah. So the each of nodes so that the colors match each other. म्हणजे so match rotate किससे बोला था QE ना?
Just a few moves left. Make them count.
अच्छा, my bad. Okay. नहीं, shit. करन बैठा। फोन भी जाता है इसमें, लेकिन मैं समझ गया अब मुझे क्या करना है। ओके, ये सही है। इसको फिर से उल्टा करना पड़ेगा। कंप्लीट हो गया। कॉल आया मुझे, एक मिनट तब
There
तक।
are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours.
अरे वाह, मेरा कॉल भी खत्म, ये भी खत्म। मुझे सुनने नहीं दिया, लेकिन यार ये गलत टाइम में फोन आया ना मुझे। क्या क्या बोला? गेट आउट ऑफ बंकर।
The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door.
अच्छा, सेम वैसे ही है। ये सही मूव था। इसको भी
Just a few moves left. Make them count.
इसको क्यों दबाएंगे? अरे नहीं, उल्टा होगा क्यों नहीं ये दबाना था
Quite a shock to the system. Let's try that again.
बस मूव है अभी ये भी हो गया
There you go.
एक मिनट हाँ क्या रहा था ये कौन perfectly conjuring an enemy attacks
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him.
इसको मारना पड़ेगा नहीं हेल्प करना इसको ये लोग हैं cut.
Right between the eyes. Don't stop pounding that one. So much damage.
क्या था वो ऑल्ट क्या मैं भूल गया एक मिनट ऑल्ट क्या ये था फिर से हुआ और नहीं
That's the last of them. Let's talk to the real one before backup arrives.
इंटरैक्ट और कुछ और किसी का इंटरैक्ट करना ना चलो फिर फॉलो द ओल्ड वन
He wants to thank you for taking his side against the scavengers. He sounds familiar. You just can't figure out why. He presents himself as out of date. He knows he's way overdue, but he hasn't given up. He doesn't seem surprised that you don't recognize him. You were just a child back then, the night everything changed. There have been rumors of a one-eyed Ronin seen outside the Great Wall, and he's happy to see it's true. The legend of the one-eyed child that grew up as an outcast is old and sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Looper Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. The impending threat of the World Eaters bringing down the Tree of Life is ever so close. He also worries about the Jagni tribe that's actively working for a doomsday and purging of the world. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree.
अच्छा Tree of Life की बचानी है जॉन क्या छोटा हूँ नाइस ओह पॉप स्टार बेस्ट बिफोर
Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here.
I hope I told her.
You're such a good child, so you probably did. Even the young forget. He understands why you came all the way out here, to see them, the potato people. The potato people, or Nono, are a wonder, somehow interlinked with this little tree here, fueling its source of life.
No, potato people is better. I don't believe in magic.
You might be right. Like potatoes, they're packed with energy, an excellent source of ki. The Nono prefer to hide in glitter grass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
Okay. यहाँ से आना अंदर भारी बनाया ना पूरा ग्राफ कोई गार्डन वार्डन अब क्या करना है Okay.
You found one. You should be proud. They don't come out for everyone. The Nono's ki energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. Only time will tell. At least his intention is to dedicate his life to it. He has the feeling the fate of the world depends on it. You need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy.
Coconut. Interact. Okay, corner.
You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree. Oh, it'll need a continuous flux of ki over the 12 months to come, so countless, he'd say. One day,
अरे
but today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree.
ऊपर जाना है फिर से Merge the nono with tree. Correct. सही है. Now you've seen the nono connect with the
Now that
tree
you've
with
seen
your
the
own
nono's
eyes, you
connection
have no
with the tree
reason
with
to
your own
doubt.
eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today.
She only cares about Kung Fu. I shouldn't make her worry.
No, she's got lots on her mind and needs rest after the raid last night on the Lupin camp with her disciples. Wonders if they let the Predator family live.
Okay.
He lost you there for a while. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the tree of life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived.
World Eaters?
Wherefore, where we?
The genetic...
अरे यार शिट गलती से मैंने स्पेस बार दबा दिया फिर से.
His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Goo Glide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road...
फिर कर दिया मैंने यार मैं स्पेस पे ना अपना हाथ
He
पे
wants
हटा
you
रहा
to
हूँ.
understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved.
अगर इसे बोल देते
His friends have prepared something specific for each World Eater. The Mekton, the Octopod, the Majute, and the Goo Glide are almost ready to ride. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
It's a net. Road net. abnormal. Or pray open the door.
You're getting the hang of it.
Okay.
Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb.
अरे नहीं 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 नीचे क्यों आया तू बाहर आ गया
Know that the tree of life is
Oh,
dying.
graphics
Its
must have-
days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the world eaters.
Biomutant. Presented by Mental 101. Assistant है तो पता चल गया था मुझे
A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged.
Sandpot.
Let's see.
For a location of interact all around the world, you will unlock the transport with interact. You can fast travel, okay, unlock certain on the map. मैप भी है क्या एम से सब होता है एम से मैप है ओके ओह सांप जैसा मुंह है इसका तीन है वो भी इसको मारना है
That must be the world eater that chewed off out of date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down.
भाग गया वो
The world eaters have
मुझे
made
लगा
their
battle
marks on
करना है
our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see
Survivor.
someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the world eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here.
तो inner balance जो है upload all that. At times you were able to you are those who always and same manner and take balance into yours who respect the dialogue and other characters.
He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack.
He doesn't
He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart.
Yes, I want to unlock powers. Okay.
Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your
By your
intentions.
intention, I will leave you to your fate. Let me help.
He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
Okay.
That's a spark of light in you!
Okay.
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You don't have to be so harsh. It's such a little spark.
Take it
Okay.
out now while it's small.
There's always another spark.
कहीं फिर मारा इसने USI point unlocked. Point unlocked. एक बार
There's out of date again. He must have missed something important.
Yalawa what now? Ilya and Tuf.
Out of date says you will make a better stand against the world eaters with the support of a tribe, and there are two nearby.
Tolidrea ya Maulua.
The myriad,
Poyubut
अरे मिस्टर
Poikatawa.
फिर
Ilya and Tuf.
regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same.
Okay.
The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world, and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
अच्छा
Baluutulu.
Out of date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side.
Mauketu Tolu. Ayadre. Valu Alu. Hirua.
He believes the tribe's Sifus, Myriad especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part.
give the bullet one rage.
Mopu Far Kobi.
Myriad is convinced that defeating the World Eaters is the only way the world can be saved, but they've been forced to focus on their rivalry with the Jagni tribe.
Ya Moluwando. Befabihita. Untokub Kirko.
Out of date will be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
Mayani.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
Oh, मेरा किस्फू you can change the quest track by opening the journal tab selecting another quest. Okay. यहाँ और यहाँ.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be?
ओके ये दोनों से बात करना है जैंगनी और क्या ये मेरे अगर मैं सही प्रोनाउंस कर रहा हूँ तो मायरेड सिफू इनको क्या है पता नहीं तो एक यहाँ से जाना है एक यहाँ पर जाना है तो गाइस आज के लिए बस इतना ही बाकी का गेम हम कल कंटिन्यू करेंगे अगर आज रात को हुआ तो आज रात को कर देंगे कंटिन्यू अगर हुआ तो नहीं तो कल पक्का आ जाऊंगा मैं ये स्किल मस्त ओ हैवी मारता है ना Nope. तो कल मिलते हैं गाइस, बाय बाय, सी यू, टाटा, अपना ध्यान रखना। ये